Hi everyone, I'm Kurt, and I'm from China. Today, I decided to put all those anxious thoughts on hold, step out, and just take a random walk to get some fresh air. Recently, I saw the news that tickets for the North America World Cup final have skyrocketed to an average of around $10,000 each. The craziest part is that Americans are actually lining up, more than willing to pay for it, dropping 10 grand just for 90 minutes of an adrenaline rush. It immediately made me think about something. Why is there such a massive gap in spending confidence between us and them? And US, the vast majority of ordinary Chinese people buy no more than 20 pieces of clothing a year, and honestly, the actual number is probably even lower. Is it because we just don't know how to enjoy life? Not at all. They can afford to spend like that because they have a social safety net and the confidence to max out their credit cards. We don't dare to spend because we are carrying the heavy burden of living costs and have zero certainty about the future. We don't dare to spend because we are carrying the heavy burden of living costs and have zero certainty about the future. The most painful part isn't just being broke, it is being completely awake. We see exactly how society operates, yet we are still helpless to change our reality. This perfectly leads to a really harsh term that's been going around lately. Our generation is rapidly becoming what you might call highly aware but broke. To sum it up, it comes down to 5 brutal truths. The first absurdity is the profound disconnect between education and reality. We've been through over a decade of brutal test-driven schooling, conditioned to find the optimal solution within standard answers, pushing our test-taking mindset to the extreme. You thought holding a high score sheet would make you a chess player in the game of society. Yet, in the real-world economic system, you'll desperately realize that the vast majority of jobs don't need your creative thinking at all. They only require absolute obedience and precise, gear-like repetitive execution. The test-taking skills you grinded so hard to max out can't even buy you a seat at the table. The second absurdity is the technological disconnect and information barrier in this AI boom. The whole world is talking about the disruption of artificial intelligence, but due to our unique network environment, the vast majority of ordinary people cannot even access top-tier AI models like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. A small fraction of people have already moved on to vibe coding. In the past, programming meant grinding through complex code and syntax. But today, you can build complete products just by chatting with AI in natural language, pushing personal productivity to the absolute limit. Meanwhile, the vast majority are blocked by an invisible wall, lacking even the ticket to enter the game. This barrier doesn't just widen the information gap that smartphones once closed. It directly draws a brutally harsh dividing line of wealth and opportunities among ordinary people. You know that choice matters more than effort, but there are simply no better options in front of you. You grasp the importance of your first pot of gold, yet you lack even the initial capital to make a trial and error attempt. The greatest effect of information transparency is merely allowing you to watch, with agonizing clarity, exactly why you cannot succeed. The third trap is that we simply cannot afford to lose. You understand everything in your head, but why can't you just take that step? Because between knowing and doing, you are missing three very realistic things: a financial safety net, an insider network, and the bandwidth to hustle. Just like when I was desperately searching for a way out, every month I open my eyes to find my energy consumed by the heavy mortgage. If I have no income for a few months, I could lose my house completely. It is not that we lack the courage to take risks, we literally cannot afford to. The most expensive thing for the poor is the tiny sliver of psychological bandwidth left after being squeezed by sheer survival. The fourth cruel truth is that the current social structure simply doesn't need that many smart people. High-paying jobs requiring deep strategic vision are extremely scarce and heavily guarded by invisible thresholds. The system hasn't reserved enough seats to match our depth of awareness. The surplus crowd is simply swept away by the tide to fill in the basic, menial roles. The fifth torment is that awareness itself becomes a shackle that backfires. Because you see all the risks so clearly, you fall into analysis paralysis, not daring to take a single step forward. Some treat arguing online and playing armchair experts as cheap spiritual opium, indulging in the illusion of intellectual superiority. But when the screen goes dark, the mortgage still needs to be paid. Looking up, you can't blend into the wealthy circles. Looking down, you've lost the channel for deep conversation with the people around you. You are suspended in mid-air, unable to find any sense of belonging. This is exactly my true reflection lately. Hitting the industry winter, I don't have the financial cushion to just switch lanes and start over. I'm simply stuck in a profoundly lost phase. But is this really a dead end? Actually, whether it is a low point or any unexpected curveballs in life, you shouldn't take it too seriously. Just treat it like a video game. It is not the world intentionally making things hard for you. It is just an inevitable level in the game of life. Everything will pass. It absolutely will pass. But if you play this level poorly, complaining everywhere or anxiously thrashing about, you only infinitely prolong the time you're stuck on this stage. The fastest way to clear the level: calm down, stop thrashing, and wait patiently. When you're on a losing streak, your personal energy is naturally weak, and your judgment is incredibly prone to errors. The more you hustle blindly, the more likely you are to fall into traps and lose money. A lot of people, the moment things go south, panic and try to flip the script. They rush to quit their jobs, start a business, invest, or desperately network. That is so foolish. It is an absolute recipe for disaster. Always remember this cheat code. When you have a tailwind, do more and go hard. But when you're facing a headwind, lay low, stay steady, and bide your time. Everyone's life has its ups and downs. It is an inescapable destiny and law of nature. Never try to fight the natural order of things all by yourself. During a low point, doing less means making fewer mistakes, and doing nothing means making no mistakes. You have to give your luck time to climb back up, and you must give yourself space to catch your breath. May we all find the strength to lay low and the patience to wait things out during our low points. I'm Kurt, and I'll see you in the next one.